Now, whenever you guys pick a ride, you need to do the best you can to pick a ride that makes sense from the get-go. A common mistake I see from newer drivers, and I did it at the beginning, that's why I'm making this video, to encourage you new drivers to try to make sense of that ride that you're going to pick from the beginning. A lot of people look at somebody else's number on some of these videos that other people on YouTube make. They live in La La Land, where they can afford to spend 3 hours swiping away and rejecting rides. Listen, my acceptance rate is like at 13%. Don't think I'm at a higher number or something like that. The reason why it's so low is because of what I'm talking about. You need to make sense of that ride from the get-go. That ride needs to make sense. You can't just be picking rides hoping that the passenger is going to tip to make that ride worth it. Because if you do that all day, what's going to happen is you're going to end up in a day where you're going to be, let's say, some crazy number, okay? 30 rides a day. 30 rides a day, you end up with a certain amount of tips that you're like, okay, these don't make no sense. I'm not even, What didn't make sense from the beginning is that you didn't pick the rides from the get-go. And if you did pick the ride from the get-go, the number I just gave you, 30 rides a day, you're gonna diminish that to like probably down to half or even less than half. And the reason I know this is because this man right here, when I first started, even thought I had a few people that kind of show me the ropes. You still make mistakes, and that was a mistake I did. The other mistake that it didn't encourage me to kind of look at some of these rides and make sure I was picking the right one is at the beginning when I first started, which was last year in September, Uber was throwing bonuses at me that were $500-$600 for, what was it? Something like 90 rides in 3 days, and then you had to be, taking all the shitty, crappy rides. When I didn't realize one thing that now I know, you learn as you go. I was spending the entire day not picking these really good rides that were making sense from the get-go just because I wanted to hit that bonus. And I was taking these crappy a couple of mile rides, which, by the way, that's another video that I'll probably make later on. I see a lot of people online, especially on the subreddit, Uber driver subreddit, we're always wonder, hey, who's taking this little ride? Well, you are taking that little ride. You, the one that complained, is you. You're the one that took 3 to 4 rides because you wanted to complete a bonus, if it's still worth doing. So don't act like you don't know who's picking them little rides. I've done it. Whenever I have a good bonus come by, which is not the case anymore, at least on the Uber platform, I do take little rides that don't make any sense. But guess what? I can complete a bunch of those within a couple of hours, and then I get my bonus. Again, on the Uber side of the things, my bonuses are not by rides anymore, they're by the amount of money, but I just giving you an idea. But anyways, going back to picking the rides from the get-go, you're going to shorten the amount of rides that you got to do. Yes, it's probably going to take you about the same amount that it used to take you to do the crazy numbers that you were doing before. To get, let's say you wanted to get to $300 a day. You spend 10 hours online and you're doing 20-ish, almost 30-something rides. Because again, you were trying to get that bonus. What you don't realize is that if you do what I just told you, try to make sense. I'm not telling you to spend 3 hours rejecting everything. I'm telling you to make some sense of your decision. So I also understand, because I don't live in La La Land, I also understand that bills need to get paid. Trust me, I do understand that. So there's times where if you're in a situation like mine, I don't have all day to be doing this sometimes because I have a job. So if I got 5 hours to drive, I gotta make sure that those 5 hours are well used. So again, you need to understand from the get-go what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. I guarantee you that if you start being more careful picking your rides, what used to take you 10 hours, let's say you make $300 in 10 hours, you probably reduce that by 3 sometimes 4 hours. If you drive on the busy times, remember, before I keep on going, remember what I'm telling you, it doesn't apply for every market. I'm in Los Angeles. It's busy at times, like really busy. If you know where to situate yourself when the busy times are coming, you still can make money. If you're in a small market where these don't make sense to you or it doesn't apply, I apologize. I'm just making this video for those of you that just started, or if you've been doing it maybe for a little while now and you still can make sense of, you know, what's going on. Take a good look at all the rides that you're picking. Take a good look at how much time you're spending, and I guarantee you that the amount of trips is gonna come down, and the amount of money is gonna shoot up. I hope that this video kind of helped you out, makes more sense of what you're doing on a daily basis. We'll see you guys in the next video.